Welcome back to another episode of The Bazaar. Today, we're going to talk about skills. So, you might be wondering, why do we need skills in the first place? Why not just let players buy more items, build a bigger board? Well, the tricky thing about just adding more items to players' boards is that the active charging bar on items can get complicated. Especially on larger boards, it just gets messy and visually unappealing. And so, skills are a way for us to add more design space to the game without making things cluttered, especially on mobile. Skills in our game are mostly passive effects. They don't charge, they don't fire, they don't have crazy visual effects, and so they're ways for us to add more complexity and more decision-making design space without making their board feel more complicated than it needs to be. Another benefit of showing skills on a separate place on the screen is it allows us to really showcase the art on our items. Having skills in the game allows us to do these really cool passive effects that totally change how you would normally play a strength build. So for example, there's a Pygmalion skill that takes your strength and makes it apply to your shielding items. Typically, your strength only increases the damage on your weapons, but with this one specific pig skill, it now also increases the shielding on those items. Another place where the passive effects of skills are really fun is on things that happen out of combat. Some examples are effects that increase the sell value of your items, or effects that stack damage to make your weapons stronger. Because skills are so special and will often fundamentally change the direction of your build, we have a separate merchant just to acquire them. His name is Nufu, the Bazaar's resident cat. In the Bazaar, skills aren't just for players, monsters get them too. In fact, some of the craziest skills that would be totally broken in PvP matches, such as being entirely immune to status effects, now get to appear on monsters. So be careful who you run into. When monsters have crazy skills, it makes the choice of who to face and when much more interesting. And of course, when you face a monster that has a crazy skill, expect crazy rewards. So to wrap it up, skills really increase the number of possibilities in the Bazaar, both in the diversity of the builds you can create, as well as in the different enemies you can face. We'll see you next time for another episode of the Making of The Bazaar.